Sam, are you okay? I reviewed your logs. It looks like you were caught in a supercell and emerged an instant later on the other side of Ground Zero. Not far from Port Knot City.
How'd I wind up here then?
Remember Victor? He found you lying unconscious by the harbor and brought you inside.
I think Cliff might be Lou's father. He said, give me back my BB.
Impossible. Cliff was born...
He gave me this. Maybe he's trying to tell us something. Something about the BBs, maybe. About how they were made. It didn't feel like he was trying to hurt us. It felt like he just wanted to talk.
But you said you saw him holding the director captive on the beach.
Yeah. They must have some history we don't know about. Them and Bridget.
Funny you should say that. I've got something you should see. Found it in the archives while I was digging around. It's a pre-recorded message from the director labeled, "If I don't come back."
All right. This message is insurance, in case something happens to me. For Bridget's eyes only. And I sure as hell hope that's who's watching. I got a little present from Emily. Said she'd take me to the beach if I wanted. But I'd need this doll to show me the way. It's a trap. It has to be. But I've decided to play along. You've all been playing along too, haven't you? You know this mask hides more than just my face. Well, Emily's a blank slate too. No past. No record she ever existed. She's a ghost. And the thing about ghosts... I never met Emily in person. Have you? Ever seen her in the flesh, shook her hand, touched her? The original team we sent was divided into two groups. Emily was with the first. Mama and Hartman were with the second. They had no direct contact with her.
Yes. Amelie's group was wiped out in Edge Knot City. Everyone but her. Everyone who could say whether or not she exists.
Bullshit. She's real. We touched, all right? She and I both.
Well, I've only ever interacted with her hologram.
I'm telling you, I've met her. In person. Lots of times when I was little.
Yes, but on the beach.
Here's what the president had to say about her daughter. Emily was born on the beach. There her Ka remained, though her Ha came to this world. This division of body and soul forced her to spend most of her childhood in the hospital. But though her health was poor, her Doom's numbers were off the charts. Her supernatural talents blossomed as she grew older and overcame her limitations. But by the time she was 20, she could travel to and from the beach, body and all. And that's where she started spending all of her time. Now, if you wanted to get in touch with Emily, it was via hologram or nothing. The president insisted on that. I swore an oath to the president and to America. As far as I was concerned, her word was law. So when she said Emily was her daughter and the best candidate to succeed her, I believed it. But when the archives were restored, I couldn't resist testing out my access privileges. And that's how I found out. Bridget was diagnosed with uterine cancer in her 20s. and couldn't have children. You see, doesn't add up, does it? There's no way Amelie could be Bridget's biological daughter. So where'd she come from? Who is she? Is she even real? How can we be sure that Amelie is an extinction entity when we don't even know if Amelie is Amelie? Hell, for all I know, the EE theory might be bullshit. But if it's not, if she's the cause of the death stranding, then I have to accept her invitation. I've loaded my gun with hermetic rounds. Sam's blood. It connects my gun to her, to me, to him, all of us. Which means I should be able to take it with me to the beach. I'm gonna stop what she started by stopping her. One last confession. I'm just a man. No powers, nothing special. Don't have dooms, I can't repatriate like Sam either. Don't know the first thing about dying, I had never tried it. Yeah. I've been to hell. Every single battlefield was hell. But no matter how terrible it got, I never died. Because all I ever did was run from death. Well, I gotta go. She's calling for me. Bridges, don't let me down.
After he recorded this, the director jumped to the beach. Or rather, Amelie summoned him there.
He had a gun to Bridget when I saw him. Then Cliff showed up, took him away.
I thought he went to the beach to confront Amelie.
Yeah, she was there too. She was the one who got me out.
It's so obvious to me now. I can't believe I didn't see it sooner. It was Amelie who...
What happened?
The chiral network dropped out. According to Lakhna, it won't be long before it's completely unusable.
So all our hard work was for nothing.
Let me finish what I was saying, Sam.
I'll tell him.
Fragile. You look like shit. You should be resting.
I know. I need to tell you something. I had a little chat with Higgs back on the beach. Didn't take much to make him talk.
You say why he betrayed you?
He said it was part of her plan.
What?
She was their leader. The terrorist void-outs, the whole extinction agenda, Amelie was behind it all.
Like hell she was.
I know you don't want to believe it, but it lines up with what Die Hard Man said. Higgs turned on me after he met Amelie. At first, he was looking to expand his territory, and I had a power he could use. At least, that's how he ended up working with me. He was no terrorist. He just wanted to reach more people. But then she shows up with abilities that put mine to shame. Hell, she could even control BTs. So Higgs decides to go with her. And that's when she turned him into her agent of extinction.
Amelie gave Higgs his power.
Yep, she made him her homo demons.
What about Bridget? You care to tell me what she was doing on the beach? You got an answer for that too?
I know it's a lot to swallow. But Higgs said himself that Amelie is an extinction entity. I looked inside his pod, and there was no BB in there. Take a good look at what was. It's the same doll Die Hard Man had. This is their bridge baby. There's this idea that the terrorists brought back BB tech and Bridges was just following suit. It's garbage. Their methods and yours are completely different. Your BB links you to the world of the dead, Their doll links them to Amelie and her beach.
You know who else had dolls like this? Cliff. He was carrying them on the battlefields. Cliff, Higgs, the director. All three of them were drawn in and controlled by this extinction entity. And who is this EE really? Is it Bridget? Is it Amelie?
All I can say is that the answers are on the beach. What she wants and why.
If we get to the bottom of that, then maybe we can still avert the last stranding.
You've got to find her, Sam.
Whoever she really is.
She's waiting for you on the beach. Hurry back east.
You know what day it is today, baby? Today would be a very special day if your mommy hadn't. You're not born yet. But the more candles, the merrier, right? Soon it'll be time for you to come out into the real world. I promise. And then, we can have a real party. Well, happy birthday.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. I'm your host, Stranding, and we are finally continuing on with our Death Stranding walkthrough. This is going to be episode 12. This one is a particularly fun episode. We're going to have the final main boss fight here against like the biggest boss, or I guess you could say the second biggest boss in the game. But I know it has been a while since we've seen another video, so don't forget to leave a comment, like, all that good stuff to help the channel out. Let's get this finished up because I cannot wait to get to Death Stranding 2. There's going to be minimal commentary here. What we're going to be doing is going through this mission. We need to make our way all the way from where we are now to the beginning of kind of where we started in the game once the open world opened up. So let's go ahead and listen to this briefing, and then we'll get underway.
Sam, you there? Fragile needs cryptobiotes. Could you bring her some from Port Knot City? Her people have already harvested a bunch and are holding them in storage. They've even prepped a special breathable container for you to transport them in. This is to help ensure that our little friends don't enter a state of suspended animation. But since the case isn't airtight, submerging it in water would be a bad idea. The bad news is, we can't get any supplies out to you with the network like it is. And the rain's not letting up either. Remember, if the cryptobiotes fall into an metabolic state, they'll be no use to anyone. Look, I don't know how, but there's got to be a way you can get them here. You'll figure something out. You have to. We can't afford to lose Fragile. She's our only way to Amelie. Do it for her, or for what she can do. Just get it done, Sam. Please.
So the biggest thing about this is we need to try to prepare ourselves for a huge boss fight. There's actually, I think, a total of 3 boss fights that you can actually face off against here. You can skip the first 2, which is what we're essentially going to do because you can find your way around them.
Don't forget, that container isn't airtight. You can't afford to submerge it, even partially.
But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to, of course, skip the final boss fight. It is something you're going to have to do. Currently, there's no chiral network, so we're not able to actually use anything outside of what we have, and the only structures we can use is what other people have placed, meaning that none of our structures are going to be in the game anymore, and we can't go and pick up anything else outside of what's already stored in some of the lockers and things like that that people have left behind. What you're really going to want to do is the game is going to give you plenty of weapons once you get to the final fight, and then therefore you can pick up grenade launcher there and then, you know, make with what you need at that point. So don't go into this fight thinking that you're not well prepared. Just make sure that you have enough blood bags. You will be able to find those on the battlefield as well. So, you know, pretty much the game gives you exactly everything that you need. To start out with here, obviously we're going to make our trek inside a vehicle. There's only a certain amount that we can actually do inside the vehicle until we get to a certain point. So once we get to that point, then we're going to have to hoof it on foot, and then we'll kind of discuss what goes on from there. So again, hopefully you guys enjoy finally finishing up Death Stranding Director's Cut. I'm so very excited and hope all of you are as well. So don't forget to leave a like and comment. It's been a while, but let's go.
We've been getting near constant timefall in this region for a while now. As a result, everything you've built for us out here has been completely destroyed. The good news is, we managed to recover all cargo stored on site and transferred it to the Capital Knot City Distro Center. As for the not-so-good news, chiral printers are currently unusable due to the network instability. Given the circumstances, you might want to consider turning to your fellow porters for assistance. But I'll leave that up to you, Sam. I'm sure you'll come through for us. You always do.
So this is where you're going to start to encounter some of the BTs. These aren't your normal BTs, obviously. What you want to do is not let these get too close to you. So there's always going to be a time shelter under here from what it seems like. But once you're under here, go ahead and just shoot a few of them. That way they're not as multiplied, so you can try to get around a little bit easier. Just note that when you run through here, they tend to kind of latch onto you a little quicker. So what you can essentially do is just take out a few along the path or the route that you want to go, and then kind of just make your way. Now, I'm not going to have the same items that you have. It just depends on what you have gathered throughout your adventure when you get to this point. So for me, I had, of course, the assault rifle here that we're going to use to take these down. So make sure you bring that with you, because it will definitely help with these, so you're not, wasting grenade ammunition or anything like that. But once you've kind of thinned the ranks a little bit, just make your way down. Don't worry about anything else. Just try to stay away from them as long as you can. And then when we get through this section, we'll have our first kind of mini boss encounter. So once you get to this point here, you're going to have an automatic mini boss fight. So obviously, if you want some practice, you can go ahead and take them down. Obviously, they give you some more good stuff for, you know, like the Kyle crystals, but you can also just kind of continue to move around. This is scripted, so it's going to happen every time you get to this point. But right here, you only have one that you need to worry about, but you can easily get around them by just moving to the right. And then you can see where the edge actually is. So whenever you see this tar-like surface here, whenever you move enough past it, you see that the tar is kind of like, it doesn't go past a certain point. That's how you know that all you need to do is get to that specific area, and then you can move on. Of course, if you want to take out the enemy, you can do so. It will, you know, obviously take up a lot of your ammunition and stuff like that, but I recommend just going past it because you're going to need as many of the blood bags and as much of the ammunition as possible for the final main boss, which will come up later in this video. So at this point, we're just going to keep moving forward and enjoy the ambiance and all that good stuff. This is such an amazing game to relax to, which is why sometimes commentary is just not needed as we're kind of getting through the area. We're going to be trying something different with walkthroughs going forward. They're going to be more straight to the point. We're going to be skipping kind of mundane parts and things like that, and try to get to the parts that are going to be interesting for the viewer such as yourself. But for this one, we still want to keep the ambience going here because this is one of those games that deserves to be shown in all of its wonderful glory. So the next time I will come up here is when we interact again with the second mini-boss.
Thanks for the help. It was a good day.
Alright, so once you can actually see that our main destination is in the background, this is when you're going to start getting the second mini-boss encounter here. This one's a little bit tougher to get by. There are going to be a total of, I think, 3 of these monsters, but again, essentially just keep moving, don't stop. Now, it becomes a little bit easier for me because I do have the speed skeleton on, and obviously the ability to be able to jump a good distance here allows us to kind of get out of their line of sight. Again, if you want to take them out, you can do so. Otherwise, just keep moving forward. They're always going to spawn essentially right in front of you when you pass them, so just always expect more to pop up as soon as you do pass. And then once you get past Tar, then we can move on to the final main boss. Alright, so we're headed up on the main final boss monster here. Good idea to go ahead and save here if you want to. That way you can come back to it if you're not doing a good enough job. Now see, for me, it's been a while since I've done this type of combat in this game, as I've recently started playing Death Stranding over again on the Xbox, so not really up to snuff in the combat realm. This boss can can be a little dangerous. Obviously, they can take you out very, very quickly. But other than that, it's not a very difficult boss. None of these bosses in this game are actually very difficult. And so really my best strategy for you guys is to find everything you can find on the map. Don't worry too much about BB. You can soothe him a little bit later if, you know, you do get into a little bit of trouble and BB takes some damage or whatnot. After the fight, you'll be able to soothe them all up and you'll be good to go. But again, really the biggest thing about this fight is to try to keep moving. Don't stay, you know, anywhere for too long, and then just keep firing whatever weapons that you have at the BT and have some fun. So as soon as the fight starts, just try to look around for any miscellaneous items that you can pick up along your way. He's always going to come up like this, and then you can get some easy damage on whatever weapon you currently have equipped. Make sure you have a blood bag equipped as well, because if you don't, then you're going to start using your own blood, of course, and you don't want that to happen. You want to make sure you're always using the blood bags because it'll make life a little bit easier. So there's a few tells that he has. He's going to go up in the air like this a lot, so you'll be able to get some good shots on him. He'll have one kind of maneuver where he spews something out of his mouth that can take a lot of damage on you. He has another maneuver where it'll kind of like show up yellow piss yellow on the tar, and then if that happens, you just want to get away from that area as quickly as possible, because that means he's about to do like this big landing thing on you, and you can take a lot of damage there. But other than that, just stay on the move. Try to locate whatever weapons that other players leave you. So always, you know, be using your sensor so that way you can just kind of find out where all that is. You can aim shots rather quickly here, so try to get in as many shots as you can, and you should have the ability to take him down in no time, and it really shouldn't be that difficult. Just try to stay away from him as much as you can and use anything that you have that you can find throughout the levels. And just I mean, this is a game that if you understand what you're doing, it's going to be much, much simpler than if you just have no idea what's going on. So this really, you know, I was able to do this my first time after not playing for such a long time when it comes to the combat. So I really enjoyed it. We do skip a lot of the fight here because it's just a mundane thing of just going around and repeating the same thing over again. But these strategies should still be able to help you out in your struggles.
Yes, you did it, Zap! Oh, I could kiss you, you sweet son of a bitch! I thought it was all over.
Alright, so we're going to take a little rest here. Obviously, I think Sam deserves a little bit of a break. So hopefully you're able to get by that boss there. So obviously we're going to need to soothe BB, but take a little rest, massage the shoulders, kind of get your stamina back up, because if you've been running around like I did, then obviously you're going to have very, very low stamina at this point. But that's pretty much it as far as combat, really. Definitely for this episode. Of course, there's still 2 more episodes, I believe, left in the game, so there's not much long at all. So hopefully you guys have been enjoying. Let's soothe BB a little bit here, and then we'll go ahead and make our way to our final destination.
Everything's okay. That's it. Everything's okay.
It's you I have to choose.
Thank heavens you made it. Fragile's been in a coma for a while now. But with all these cryptobiotes you brought, we should be able to bring her round. And with any luck, it'll only take a few more to get her back on her feet. You did well, Sam.
Sam,
You're back. It must have been one hell of a journey, especially on your own. But now the whole team is together again.
The whole team? Die Hardman too?
Too much traveling to and from beaches in such a short span. Chiral matter contaminated her cells, effectively causing jet lag on a molecular level. Because of that, her homeostatic mechanisms were shaken. Don't worry, she's not in any danger, but she needs some rest.
So where's the director?
He's being looked after in another room. Bridges personnel found him lying outside the isolation ward, similar to when you came back from Cliff's Beach. Even after decontamination, she needed more and more time to recover.
Sam, you made it.
Hungry?
Thanks. Looks like you need me after all. Who'd have thought? Anyway, clock's ticking. Am I right? Sam's here. The Great Deliverer. The only one who can reach Amelie's Beach.
You're in no condition to do this. It's not fair to you or Sam.
In my own search for Amelie's Beach, I have come to realize something extraordinary. If beaches were likened to a multiverse, hers would appear to exist on a higher plane than ours. I can walk the beaches of others, but hers is beyond my reach. It's invisible, inaccessible, even to Fragile, I fear. Imagine it as a circulatory system, if you will. Each of our beaches is a single capillary, but Amelie's Beach is the heart that pumps blood to the rest of us. Capillaries are subordinate to the greater whole, a whole governed by the heart, which gives direction, which dictates flow, which dictates everything, controls everything. Don't you see? She is in control. You may be able to travel against the flow and reach her, but having done so, if she does not wish to let you go, if she wishes to keep you, she can.
Fragile and Die Hardman broke free from her beach, didn't they?
I don't think it was any different from what happened to you. I didn't get out because I wanted to. I was forced out, repatriated, if you will, by her.
Forced out? Why?
This is only a theory, but she wants you to go to her. That's her final wish, don't you think?
So that's it, huh? Amelie's the EE, and this is her endgame. Just so we're clear, if I want to stop the last Stranding and come back in one piece, I need to go to her beach and talk her out of it. That about right?
Correct. As cliche as it sounds, you're our only hope. Though quite frankly, I doubt even you can change her mind.
If you can't make her see reason, you'll have to kill her. And if you kill her...
You'll save the world, but you'll be stranded outside of it. Forever.
Might as well make it official then. You ready to deliver the package? I'll talk to her. Maybe she'll listen. But with the shape the world's in, it'll only be delaying the inevitable. Still, if it buys us time to try and build something better, a new lease on life, at least for a little bit, well, I can think of one woman who made the most of a chance like that. Nothing lasts forever, not even the world. But we gotta keep it going as long as we can, right? Patch the holes, change the parts, all that. So we can say we had a good run, that we lived.
Thought you didn't like having to handle things with care.
'Cause it was hard enough keeping my own shit together. Back when we met at the cave, the only thing I cared about was making it to the next sunrise. Sure as hell didn't care about America or the future. I was living a lie, hung up on past regrets. I was broken. But somewhere along the way, I started changing. Started meeting people that made me think that maybe it wasn't all bad. People that put their faith in tomorrow, and in me. That kept the lights on, and waited for hope to arrive. So I gotta deliver, for their sake.
Even if it means you never come back?
Fucked if I do, fucked if I don't, right? Take care of Lou.
I will.
Couldn't find a working still mother east of Port Knot City. Kid's done enough. No more.
All right. I'll do my best to nurse our little one back to health.
Okay, concentrate. Help me look for Emily. Reach for her, Sam. Feel her. I know you love her. You love her.